probably know Taylor Swift as the pop icon who dominates charts and sells out stadiums faster than most people can refresh Ticketmaster. But this time, something different happened. Her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, didn't just debut. It detonated across the internet. Within hours, it had fans dancing on TikTok, crying on YouTube, and dissecting lyrics like they were ancient prophecies. This wasn't just an album release, it was a cultural takeover. And today, we're going to break down exactly how Taylor Swift managed to turn The Life of a Showgirl into a multi-platform phenomenon, why the internet can't stop talking about it, and what this moment actually says about celebrity, creativity, and fandom in 2025. So let's rewind a bit. Taylor Swift's been reinventing herself for over a decade. Country sweetheart, pop powerhouse, indie storyteller, and now, with The Life of a Showgirl, she's stepped into a cinematic, self-aware era that feels both nostalgic and brand new. The album dropped at the end of October 2025, 12 tracks, each one like a vignette in a larger story about performance, vulnerability, and fame. The production's glossy but emotional, like a curtain call with mascara tears. And the numbers? Insane. All 12 songs debuted on the Billboard Hot 100. All of them. The lead single, The Fate of Ophelia, entered at number 1, while fans flooded streaming platforms to decode every lyric. But here's what's interesting. It wasn't just streaming or critical acclaim that made this moment feel huge. It was the participation. Swift didn't just drop music. She dropped an entire ecosystem. Music videos, lyric breakdowns, hidden Easter eggs, and a choreography that would soon take over every timeline imaginable. The spark started with The Fate of Ophelia. It's cinematic, dramatic, and pure Taylor, a song about rebirth and reinvention wrapped in a tragic melody. The music video, directed by Taylor herself, blended classic Hollywood glamour with surreal theater imagery. Think feathers, spotlight shadows, and a slow pan of her standing alone on a stage. Then came the dance. Simple, hypnotic, and instantly recognizable. Within 48 hours, the Ophelia Dance Challenge took off on TikTok. Choreographer Kaylee Dance posted a mirrored tutorial. Comedian Nikki Glazer joined in, adding her own twist. Even Dancing with the Stars pros were doing it. Before long, celebrities like Jennifer Affleck and Travis Kelce were spotted doing snippets. Kelce even worked a few of the moves into an NFL touchdown celebration that went viral overnight. Every scroll on TikTok felt like deja vu. Fans spinning in soft lighting, waving imaginary microphones, captioning it, "My Ophelia moment." And then, over on YouTube, another wave hit. Reaction videos, track-by-track reviews, lyrical dissections, the whole ecosystem. Creators like Ali Sheehan, the Swift Society, and smaller commentary channels posted first listen reactions that pulled hundreds of thousands of views. Some were emotional, others funny, but they all captured the same feeling. This isn't just music, it's a shared experience. Even mainstream outlets couldn't resist jumping in. People magazine published a guide on how to do the Ophelia dance, while Vogue ran a Swiftie Editor Reacts column, narrating the entire album like a group chat come to life. At this point, you didn't have to be a Taylor fan to know what was happening. The algorithm made sure you saw it, whether through a dance, a meme, or a tearful YouTube reaction. So, what's actually going on here? Because this isn't just Taylor Swift being popular. This is Taylor Swift understanding the internet, maybe better than anyone else in pop music right now. She's not releasing albums anymore, she's designing experiences. Every Swift era feels like a campaign, but The Life of a Showgirl is something different. It's interactive. It's built to live online, to evolve through the audience's participation. Taylor knows her fans don't just listen, they create, they interpret, they remix. And she leans into that. She gives them breadcrumbs, dance moves, visuals, coded lyrics, and trusts them to build the mythology themselves. It's this co-authorship that keeps her culturally alive. Fans don't just consume her work, they inhabit it. But what's wild is how this transcends fandom. You don't even have to be a Swiftie to get swept up. Maybe you just like the dance. Maybe a clip showed up on your feed because someone used the song in a meme. Taylor's world building spills out of its original audience. It becomes a language for the entire internet. It's also a reflection of how fame works now. We don't just look at celebrities, we perform with them. The line between fan and participant keeps blurring. And Taylor, rather than fighting that, builds her art to accommodate it. Honestly, it's genius. But it's also kind of fascinating in a sociological way. because every Taylor era mirrors the culture it exists in. When social media was personal and confessional, we got folklore and evermore. Now, in a time where everything is about participation, duets, stitches, dances, we get the life of a showgirl. She's not just adapting to trends, she's predicting them. Here's the bigger picture. The life of a showgirl might be one of the clearest examples of how celebrity and audience have merged in the 2020s. We used to separate artist and fan. Now those lines barely exist. Your favorite pop star is on your For You page. You duet their songs. You remix their content. The internet gives us proximity, and Taylor knows how to make that proximity feel meaningful, not manipulative. That's what makes this era so compelling. She could have just released another emotional record and called it a day, but she created a cultural event that lives across platforms, a hybrid of art, theater, and fan collaboration. There's something kind of poetic about that too, because the life of a showgirl is, at its core, about performance and identity. And now her fans are literally performing it back to her. It's this meta loop. Artist performs vulnerability, audience mirrors it, internet amplifies it, until the line between expression and reaction disappears. And maybe that's what makes Taylor such a fascinating figure. She's not just an artist in the internet age, she's an artist of the internet age. Maybe the life of a showgirl isn't just an album title. Maybe it's a metaphor. Because Taylor's entire career has been one long balancing act between authenticity and performance. In 2025, that's kind of what all of us are doing, right? Performing tiny versions of ourselves online, editing the lighting, curating the caption. Taylor just turns that universal feeling into art. And that's why the world can't stop dancing, reacting, or talking about her. She gives us something to feel, something to share, and something to participate in. So yeah, it's marketing genius, but it's also deeply human. And maybe that's the real magic. Taylor Swift built a global pop empire, not by keeping her distance, but by making millions of people feel like they're part of the show. Anyway, that's the story of the life of a showgirl, the album that turned streaming charts into choreography and fandom into performance art. So what do you think? Is Taylor Swift the ultimate pop culture architect? Or is this just the next era of celebrity evolution? Either way, one thing's for sure. Ophelia's dance isn't leaving your For You page anytime soon.